Hello and welcome to Cloud Expert Solutions, your favorite cloud learning channel. In this module, we are going to understand AWS Network Firewall, a managed service that helps you secure traffic at the network level inside a VPC. It is designed to protect your entire VPC at scale. Let's review the roadmap for this module. As usual, we'll start with the problem statement. Then we'll run through AWS Network Firewall key features, followed by we will review how AWS Network Firewall works. Then we'll review an implementational architecture using AWS Network Firewall, followed by we'll log into AWS Management Console and we will review AWS Network Firewall options and configurations. And as always, we will finish up with a quick summary and key takeaways for your certification preparation. On behalf of the Cloud Expert Solutions team, I would like to thank you for joining us and selecting this bootcamp. Let's jump in. Let's first understand the problem AWS Network Firewall is designed to solve. Security group and network ACLs are great, but they are stateless or they provide basic control. They also live on the instance level. We all know security groups are instance level firewall. Now imagine you have thousands of EC2 instances. If you want to manage all these rules, it is a perfect reason for headache and nightmare. Security groups are basic and they only check IP address and the ports. They cannot stop an instance from phoning home to a malicious domain. On the other hand, enterprise often need to block all outgoing traffic except to specific approved domains or FQDN, and inter-VPC security or east-west traffic security between different VPCs are again a challenge. And if you want to enforce advanced firewall rules across VPC, that is not an easy task. AWS Network Firewall solves all these problems by providing an enterprise-grade deep packet inspection directly inside your VPC without managing any appliances or hardware. Now let's understand the key features of AWS Network Firewall. First, AWS Network Firewall is a fully managed service. That means AWS takes care of scaling, availability, patching, and maintenance. And you don't manage any firewall appliances. AWS Network Firewall also provides Layer 3 to Layer 7 protection inside your VPC. Next is stateful inspection. Stateful means the firewall remembers the state of a connection. For example, whether a request is part of an existing session or a new one. This will allow the firewall to inspect the full handshake and make smarter decisions compared to basic allow versus deny rules. AWS Network Firewall is also Suricata compatible. Suricata is a popular open source intrusion prevention system. That means you can use thousands of IP rules to detect known attack patterns like port scans, malware traffic, or suspicious payloads. Another powerful feature is FQDN filtering. Instead of filtering only by IP address, you can allow or block traffic based on domain name. For example, you can allow traffic only to trusted domains and block everything else. This is very useful for outbound security control. For large environments, AWS Network Firewall supports centralized management using AWS Firewall Manager. And this integration allows you to push firewall rules across hundreds or more AWS accounts, which will ensure consistent security policies across AWS accounts. Finally, let's talk about traffic protection scope. AWS Network Firewall can inspect VPC to VPC traffic, inbound and outbound internet traffic, also traffic flowing through direct connect or site-to-site VPN between your on-premises data center and AWS cloud. This makes a true enterprise-grade network firewall for AWS environments. Now, during the exam, if the exam mentions deep packet inspection, Suricata rules, or centralized VPC firewall, then AWS Network Firewall is the potential correct option for you. Now let's review how AWS Network Firewall actually works. The step 1, you need to prepare your firewall subnet. You must dedicate a specific subnet in each availability zone where you want the firewall to operate. This subnet will host the firewall endpoints and should not contain any other application resources because a firewall endpoint cannot filter traffic within its own subnet. If your workload is spread across multiple availability zones, then you need to create a firewall endpoint in each availability zone. The next part is create rule group. Firewall rule groups are reusable collection of criteria for inspecting network traffic, and you can create either stateful or stateless rule groups. Next, you create firewall policies. Firewall policies will define the complete inspection behavior for your firewall. After creating the firewall policy, you attach the stateful or stateless rule groups that you created in the previous step and you are going to attach with the policy. Then you update the route table. This is a very critical step. You must modify your VPC route table to explicitly route the traffic you want inspected through the newly created firewall endpoints. Now here we have your connection VPC or gateway VPC, and based on your use cases, you can have either AWS Transit Gateway, VPN Gateway, Direct Connect Gateway, or even Internet Gateway, or a combination of all these. Post the route table configuration, all the traffic will be forced tunnel to your firewall subnet like a security checkpoint. And then only the scanned and legitimate traffic will route to your workload VPC. It also works in reverse direction. That is, request from workload subnets will be routed through AWS Network Firewall first before routing to Internet Gateway or VPN Gateway. Now, when it comes to management, and if you have more than one AWS accounts, then you can integrate with AWS Firewall Manager for centralized management and AWS Organization for multi-account management. You can also configure monitoring using AWS CloudWatch. And if you need log analytics or if you want to analyze the firewall log, then you can export firewall logs to Amazon S3. And for centralized log, you can use Amazon Kinesis Firehose, or if you have any partner solution for log analytics, you can integrate them as well. Now let's review an AWS architecture to deploy AWS Network Firewall for a distributed workload. And for this example, we are going to use AWS region US East 1 Northern Virginia. Now here is our first workload VPC. For high availability, the application will be distributed over more than one availability zones. For our use case, we are using two availability zones, US East 1A and US East 1B. Let's put the workload first. Maybe the workload has been deployed using Amazon EC2 in private subnet. Now for internet connectivity, you may have internet gateway at the VPC level. To protect the workload and scan traffic, you must create firewall endpoints at every availability zone your workload exists. The firewall endpoint should be in a dedicated subnet and it should not be in the workload subnet. As we discussed, this is a distributed workload. Then you will have workload specific VPCs and you need to deploy AWS Network Firewall into each VPC that requires protection. Now each VPC is protected individually and the blast radius is reduced through VPC isolation. Then you need to update the route table and all inbound and outbound traffic will flow through network firewall endpoints for scanning. And if you need to configure inter-VPC communication, then you can connect them using AWS Transit Gateway using a hub and spoke model. And if you need east-west traffic scanning, that means you need to scan the inter-VPC traffic, then you can route the transit gateway traffic to firewall endpoint as well. Now let's log into AWS Management Console and let's review AWS Network Firewall in action. Back to my AWS Management Console. To access AWS Network Firewall, I need to go to AWS VPC We have a dedicated lecture on AWS VPC and we have a demo also. For this demo, we are only going to concentrate on network firewall. From service search option, I am going to type VPC. The first item in the service search result, I'll click VPC. From the left hand side, under network firewall, here is the firewalls. To create a network firewall, you need to click on the firewalls. Here is the diagram how network firewall works. Here is an overview how to create or how to place a network firewall. First, you need to create a firewall, then you need to add rule groups, and then you need to update the VPC route table. Now let's create our first network firewall. To create network firewall, I am going to click the big orange button which says create firewall. The step 1 in this process, you need to describe the firewall with a name. We are going to use the name as CES demo in FW or network firewall. Description is optional, that is why you are going to click next. The step 2, here we have to define the attachment type. You can attach either a VPC or a transit gateway. We do not have a transit gateway running in this application. We'll go with the VPC. Now from the VPC drop down, I am going to choose the VPC. Here are the firewall subnet, in which subnet you want to place. From the availability zone, I am going to choose US East 1A. After choosing the availability zone, I have to choose the subnet. I am going to choose this subnet. And then the IP address type. Either you can choose IPv4, dual stack or IPv6. I am going to choose IPv4. Now if you have high availability setup and if your workload is spread across multiple availability zones, you need to add one more new subnet here. For me, the workloads are in US East 1A and US East 1B. So I am going to choose both the availability zones, again the subnet and the IP address. I am going to click next. The step 3 here is the advanced configuration. First is delete protection. I don't want to enable delete protection because this is for my test and I want to delete after this demo. Next, the subnet change protection. If you enable this, you won't be able to change the subnet once you create the firewall. I want the flexibility, that is why I don't want to enable. Then the traffic analysis mode. If you want to enable traffic analysis mode, why not? Now all the analysis data, if you want to encrypt at rest, you can use a customer managed key. Or else by default AWS is going to use AWS managed key. I don't need, I'm fine with AWS managed key. Logging configuration, this is an optional, you can add that. I would recommend you to add, and here you can select log types as alert, flow or TLS. I don't want to complicate things, maybe I'll choose only flow. Next, what will be the log destination? Do you want to push that log to S3, CloudWatch log group, or Kinesis data firehose? I am fine with S3. That is why I have to provide the S3 bucket name. I am going to use one of the S3 buckets that I have in my account. Please provide the bucket name that is applicable to you. Then firewall monitoring dashboard we already saw. If you want to enable, go ahead and do that. After configuring logging configuration, I am going to click next. The step 4, we have to associate the firewall policy now. If you already have an existing policy, you can reuse. I do not have, I am going to create a new firewall policy. Let's start with the firewall policy name. I am going to use the firewall policy name as CS NFW demo policy. Description is optional. If you want to enable active threat defense, why not? I'll go with the default enable option. Now rule evaluation order. Do you want a strict order? Yes, I'll go with the recommended option. Drop action. That means if you want default drop action that network firewall should take on packet that do not match any stateful rule. Do you want to drop all the packets or you don't want to drop? I'll go with the default option application drop established. Next is alert action, which is optional setting. I am going to choose alert all and then I am going to click next. Step 5, we have to add tags. For your production workload, you must add tags. I do not have a production workload. I am not going to add any tag. I'll skip and I'll click next. The last and the final step is review and create. Based on all the details you have entered, you are going to review and then you are going to create your firewall. Back to my PPT, and now let's wrap up the AWS Network Firewall with a high impact exam tips that you should remember. First, you need to remember AWS WAF versus Network Firewall. AWS WAF or Web Application Firewall works at layer 7, which means it understands only web and HTTP content like URLs, header and request. In contrast, AWS Network Firewall works from layer 3 to layer 7 and it provides protection for your entire VPC network, including protocol like SSH, RDP and database traffic, not just the web traffic like AWS Web Application Firewall. Next, let's focus some keywords that you may encounter during the exam. If you see phrases like filtering traffic based on domain names or FQDN or centralized VPC-wide security, your answer should be immediately AWS Network Firewall. Now about deployment, AWS Network Firewall is not attached directly to any EC2 instance. Instead, it requires firewall endpoints and route table change to ensure that the traffic flows through firewall. This is a common exam trap. Please remember, routing is mandatory. If you see any question which talks about a scenario that traffic is not flowing through network firewall, then most probably the answer is incorrect route table. Finally, intrusion protection system or IPS. AWS Network Firewall is the only AWS service in the Solution Architect Associate certification that explicitly mention IPS capability for VPC traffic. Also, you should remember the Surikata rules. If the question talks about deep packet inspection or intrusion prevention, then network firewall is the correct choice. If you remember these 4 points, you will avoid most network firewall exam mistakes during the certification. That wraps up this module. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more AWS exam preparation courses and cloud certification bootcamps. Got questions or feedback? Drop them in the comment. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks for learning with us at Cloud Expert Solutions. You are now one step closer to crushing your exam. See you in the next module.